Hello again. Today we are gonna make another noodle dish called Lomi, and this version is the one that we served in my parents' old restaurant back in the Philippines. So we'll start off with making our soup base for our Lomi. So I would put a little bit of oil just so we can fry up some garlic. And it's essential that we get the garlic to release its flavor by browning them a little bit. This way it'll taste very garlicky in the end, and it'll make it yummy. So usually the meats that we did use before, we had liver in this dish. I don't like liver, so we are skipping that one, and instead we are adding on some fish balls or fish cake. So we'll fry up those garlic, and to that, today we're going to use Silver Swan soy sauce, a very Filipino-made soy sauce. So we'll just wait for that to brown a bit. The vegetables that we use in making lomi, we have some cabbages and shredded or julienne carrots. So it's fairly easy enough to make as long as you get the soup base right. And I will also be using some chicken stock that I have made a day ago when I posted the I am goring recipe. I usually save all the boiling liquids, so it'll make our dish more flavorful. So as you can see, it's starting to brown right now, so just keep stirring that because some of the pieces are thicker. And once you see that that's a golden brown, we'll pour in our stock. That's about a liter of stock. And to this, we will add our Silver Swan soy sauce. I'm just going to empty out the contents of this one. If I don't have enough, I'll open another one. Okay, so we're looking at about a quarter, a third cup, I believe. We'll go with a third cup. So we'll have to open another one. And to me it looks a little dark, so I'll just add in another 500 liters of water, or a little bit less than that. The color should be at least a good slightly dark brown, not a light brown, but slightly dark. And so now, after we've added our soy sauce, I want to also add some oyster sauce. And the oyster sauce will give it a little bit of a sweet taste, and I'm pretty sure that's about a tablespoon and a half. We'll just mix it in there. And mind you, the oyster sauce will also help color your soup base here. Now, some black pepper. Our stock is quite cold, so that's why it's taking a bit of a time to heat up. I just added a little bit of sugar, so we'll wait for that to all boil now. Now with this, I would add our pork. Starting to steam up. We want to cook the pork, and this is where you add the liver if you want liver. Pork liver. So we're going to wait for that to boil. So it's starting to boil a little bit now. And at this point, I wanted to push out all the scum on that end, and I want to take that off, or some of it off, but I needed to boil out a bit more. So we'll slowly take out these scum. Perfect. A little bit more there. That should be good. And to this, now that it's boiling, we'll add our vegetables. So I've got cabbage and carrots to add. Just put in our cabbage first, and then our shredded carrots. We'll also add in some of our fish balls. And some shrimp. Now, as we wait for that to come up to a boil again, start shredding our green onions on an angle. And the noodles that we're using today, well, we just call it Lomi noodles, but as you can see, they're thicker, like thicker egg noodles. So we'll put that in once it starts boiling. Other things that we need to have ready is we have here a slurry, and that's basically cornstarch and water, and that will thicken up our soup. As well as we need eggs. So I've got two eggs that I will mix together. Let's break the yolk. And we're gonna put this at the very, very last as a splash. Another thing that I usually have handy is a little calamansi, and it goes just right on the side. So we'll cut that and we'll just put it aside. Okay, so we are starting to boil again. And this won't take long after this stage. Like, you're just basically waiting for everything to, like the shrimps that we just added in to cook. And they don't take long. They just take a couple of, like a minute or two to cook. So we'll wait for that to completely go at a roaring boil. Now, back in the Philippines, when we were serving this, we also garnished our Lomi with a little bit of garlic, fried garlic, and our much saleable Sambal sauce. Now, I haven't been able to show you how we make ours because I haven't gotten the ingredients yet for this. I need to go to the big town, the big city, to be able to buy ingredients to make that. But we will definitely have that posted sooner. Alright, so we are at a boil. I want to add my noodles now so that can cook as well. So to this as well, I have sesame oil, which we will add as a touch at the very end of our cooking process. So wait for that to kind of boil first, and then we'll thicken that up right away. Okay, now that our noodles are at a boiling stage, we will try our soup, and we'll see if we have to adjust a little bit more in our saltiness part. Can't wait to try. This is really good. Oh, right on. Perfect. That is awesome. Okay, so we will now thicken this up with our slurry. So just give that a good mix. And once that's all nicely mixed and your soup is at a roaring boil, because we want to mix this real quick. Okay, so I'll just add it all in like so, and mix that, and it will instantly thicken. It's not too thin. It's very scoopable. And so at this stage we want to add the egg. So we're gonna do it in a splash manner. So I just want to give that a quick scramble again. And just splash, splash. There you go. Let that cook into that. I'll add my few drops of sesame oil. And then give it a good mix. Okay. Now we're gonna assemble this. I'll throw in some of my green onions and I'll leave some to garnish. Okay. So now, let's try to scoop up some of these noodles so I don't splatter it everywhere. Now, people usually eat this in the afternoon, you know, like we call it merienda, or, you know, on a very rainy day and you're just wanting to warm up. This is your perfect dish for that. It's thick, it's meaty, it's got lots of different textures in there, your carrots, your cabbage, your noodles, your fish, everything. So I just want to add a little bit more soup in there. All right, and then of course your green onions, garlic, fried garlic, oh yeah, and your sambal sauce just on the side as a topping with both your lemon, or calamansi, sorry. Okay. All right. Hope you guys try this dish. Believe me, it's worth making.